Clubs are chaotic and full of distractions, but that's what makes them the perfect environment to stand out if you know what you're doing. Forget blending in. The goal is to be memorable. You don't have to be the loudest person in the room or the guy with the most expensive bottle service. It's all about how you carry yourself, how you approach, and the impression you leave. Here are 7 tips to ensure that when you approach a woman in a club, you don't just get lost in the crowd, you get noticed and remembered. Tip number 1, enter the club with presence. When you step into the club, you need to radiate a presence that says, I belong here. Don't shuffle in nervously. Don't look around like you're lost. And definitely don't rush to the bar to grab a drink just because you feel awkward. Instead, walk in with your head held high, shoulders relaxed, and move at your own pace. Let your gaze sweep across the room, not like you're searching for something, but as if you're already at home and just getting familiar with the surroundings. This kind of body language communicates that you're someone worth noticing, someone who's not intimidated by the environment or the crowd. It's subtle but powerful because the way you carry yourself before even approaching a woman says a lot about your confidence and sets the stage for everything else that comes next. People, especially women, are drawn to that quiet confidence. It creates an aura of intrigue around you. Tip number 2, make eye contact before approaching. This is a game changer that many people overlook. Before you even think about walking over, make eye contact with her. Not a quick glance, but a look that holds for just a second or two longer than it normally would. Then casually look away as if you're unfazed by the connection. If you're feeling bold, add a slight smile. This shows you've noticed her in a way that's confident but not desperate. The beauty of this move is that it's a test. You're putting yourself out there without actually saying a word. If she glances back and holds your gaze even for a moment, that's your green light. If she completely avoids your look, don't waste your time. Move on to someone who's already showing a bit of interest. You're not there to convince anyone. You're there to connect with someone who's already intrigued. Tip number 3, approach from the side, not head on. It's all about psychology here. When you approach a woman directly from the front, it can feel a little confrontational, especially in a crowded environment like a club. Coming in from the side is less aggressive. It feels more natural, like you just happen to end up near her. It's a subtle difference, but a significant one in terms of how comfortable she feels. As you approach, keep your energy low-key. The last thing you want to do is come across as hyper or overly eager. Confidence is calm and controlled. It's in the way you take your time as you walk over, the relaxed smile you give her, and the unhurried tone in your voice. Tip number 4, start with a casual opener, not a pickup line. Leave the cheesy lines at home. Seriously, nothing kills a good vibe faster than a rehearsed pickup line. Instead, just be a normal person. Make a comment about the music, the atmosphere, or even something random like the way the bartender is flipping bottles. Anything that feels organic and not like you're just trying to impress her from the jump. The magic is in starting with something low pressure. You're not trying to hit a home run with your first sentence. You're just opening the door for a real conversation. Once you've got that first response, start to ease into more personal territory. Ask about her night, what brought her to the club, or even joke about how terrible you are at dancing. It's not about being perfect, it's about being real. Tip number 5, use touch sparingly and naturally. Clubs are loud and people tend to be in close proximity. This creates an opportunity to use light touches to build comfort. For example, if you lean in to talk to her, you might touch her arm briefly to get her attention. Or if you're walking through a crowd together, place your hand gently on her back to guide her. These aren't invasive moves. They're subtle ways to create a connection and show that you're comfortable with physical touch. But, and this is crucial, you need to read her reactions carefully. If she's responding well, leaning in and maybe touching you back, that's your sign to keep going. If she seems uncomfortable or pulls away, then back off immediately. The key is to build a connection, not to push it. Tip number 6, transition the conversation beyond the club. You don't want the entire interaction to be confined to the club. If you feel a connection, casually bring up something you both could do outside of the club. For instance, mention a cool coffee shop you love or an upcoming concert. When you ask for her number, tie it to that idea. Hey, I'd love to take you to this place I know. What's your number? The reason this works is that you're not just asking for her number out of nowhere. You're giving it a purpose. It feels more genuine and natural. You're already planting the idea of a future meeting, which makes it more likely she'll actually follow through. Tip number 7, leave the interaction while it's still going well. One of the biggest mistakes guys make is hanging around too long. Don't wait until the conversation starts to fizzle out to make your exit. Leave on a high note while she's still laughing, smiling, or enjoying your company. This ensures that her last impression of you is positive. Say something like, I'm going to catch up with my friends, but let's continue this another time. Then ask for her number remember, this keeps the energy alive even after you walk away. It leaves her wanting more and thinking about you when you're not around. It's not about abandoning the conversation abruptly, it's about leaving her with a sense of anticipation. If you want to level up in life, comment below, "I am a high-value man." And don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more content. Gods be with you.